Welcome to Style and Confidence, where transformative coaching meets personal styling for business success. I'm your host, Claire Silk, a transformative life coach and a personal stylist, passionate about helping women like you align your inner worth with your outer expression. Each week, we explore how to build lasting confidence from the inside out, so you can show up as your most authentic, empowered self. Whether you're looking to break through limiting beliefs, build authentic confidence and a winning mindset, or create a wardrobe that truly empowers you, you are in the right place. Get ready to transform your relationship with both your mind and your style. Hello and welcome to episode 19 of Style and Confidence. I'm your host, Claire Silk, and it is my mission to help you elevate your style and your confidence so you can achieve your ambitious goals and drive your business success. So today we're looking at something that's really interesting and gives you a new perspective to think about success and performance. Imagine this scenario. You're about to walk into the most important meeting of your career. You've prepared for weeks. You know your material inside and out, and you're still feeling anxious. Now, what if I told you that spending just 2 minutes with your hands on your hips and your chin raised could actually change your brain chemistry, boost your confidence, and improve your performance in that meeting? Or imagine this. You're stuck on a creative problem that has been frustrating you for days. You've tried everything, brainstorming, taking breaks, going for a walk, even sleeping on it. But what if the solution was as simple as putting on a different piece of clothing? Research shows that wearing a lab coat can actually make you more careful and attentive, whilst wearing more formal clothes can boost abstract and big picture thinking. This isn't just a nice idea. This is solid research from Harvard, Northwestern, and Columbia universities showing that your body and your clothes aren't just expressing your thoughts and feelings, they're actually creating them. Embodied cognition is the theory that our thoughts and perceptions are shaped by our physical bodies and interactions with the environment. It suggests that our minds are not separate from our bodies, but rather deeply intertwined with them. Embodied cognition is a revolutionary understanding that your mind doesn't just live in your head. It's distributed throughout your entire body, and that body is constantly sending signals that shape how you think, feel, and perform. When we think with our whole body. Today we're exploring how you can harness this mind-body connection to boost your confidence, enhance your creativity, improve your decision-making, and embody the success you want to achieve. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why some of the world's top performers have specific pre-game rituals involving posture and clothing. And you'll have a toolkit of science-based strategies that you can use before any high-stakes situation. So let's dive into the fascinating science of how your body shapes your mind. First, let's understand what embodied cognition actually means. For centuries, we've thought of the mind as a separate thing from the body. But embodied cognition research shows that our thoughts, perceptions, and emotions are inextricably linked to our physical bodies and interactions with the environment. Your mind is embodied. Your thoughts, emotions, and cognitive processes are deeply influenced by your physical state, your posture, your movements, and even what you're wearing. This happens because your brain is constantly receiving information from your body through something called interoception, your ability to sense internal bodily signals. When you stand tall, your brain receives different signals than when you slouch. When you wear structured clothing, your brain processes information differently than it does when you're in casual wear. This becomes causative rather than correlative. If you change your body, you change your mind. Posture has power, and it's more than just looking confident. Harvard researcher Amy Cuddy wanted to know if the fake it till you make it thing actually worked. So she had participants adopt either high power poses, like the Wonder Woman pose you might be familiar with, where you stand tall, hands on your hips, chest open, chin up, and generally taking up space. Or lower power poses, where you might sit there hunched, slouched, with your arms crossed, making yourself feel small. After just 2 minutes in these poses, she measured their hormone levels. People in the high power poses showed a 20% increase in testosterone, This is the hormone that's associated with confidence and dominance. And a 25% decrease in cortisol, the stress hormone. Those in the lower power poses showed the opposite pattern. And incredibly, when they put these people into a mock job interview scenario, 86% of the higher power poses were rated as hireable, compared to only 60% of the low power poses. 2 minutes of power posing actually changed their brain chemistry and their performance. Also, there are specific postures that work for specific outcomes. Different postures don't just make you feel more confident, they actually enhance specific cognitive abilities. If you want to do some good creative thinking, research from Washington University shows that people generate more creative ideas when they are lying down compared to sitting upright. The relaxed horizontal position seems to free up cognitive resources for creative thinking. If you're looking for focus and attention, sitting upright with your spine straight activates your sympathetic nervous system in a way that enhances alertness and concentration. Students who maintain good posture while studying show better comprehension and retention. So I'll be sure to remember this for my boys when they're doing their schoolwork. For decision making, standing up, particularly with your feet firmly planted and shoulders back, has been shown to increase feelings of power and improve decision making under pressure. This is why many executives, especially in America I believe, prefer standing meetings. Now let's consider how our clothes are linked to this. Well, there's the famous lab coat study. As you might know by now, I am really interested in fashion psychology, and I've mentioned studies on enclosed cognition a few times in previous episodes, as I believe this shows us how we can learn to use what we wear as a tool for success across our lives, in our personal lives as well as in business. In case you're not familiar with this, I'll explain it briefly. In a famous study by Adams and Galinsky, they asked some participants to wear a lab coat, and the rest wore their own clothes. The people wearing the lab coats showed significantly better performance on tasks requiring sustained attention and careful thinking. Then they went on to do another study where they asked all participants to wear a lab coat. They told one group that it was a doctor's coat, and the other group were told it was a painter's coat. The group who believed they were wearing a doctor's coat showed enhanced performance compared to the group wearing what they thought was a painter's coat, showing that not only does the actual clothing make a difference, but also the psychological meaning you attach to what you're wearing. Much like the poses affect your brain differently, different clothes affect your brain. So if we look at formal clothing versus casual clothing, there is research from Columbia Business School that shows that people dressed formally engage in more abstract thinking. When you're wearing a suit or professional attire, you're more likely to see the big picture and think strategically. Casual clothes, on the other hand, promote more concrete, detail-orientated thinking. Also, there's colour psychology. The colours that we wear affect both how other people perceive us and how we perceive ourselves. Red is known for increasing feelings of power and energy, and it attracts attention. Blue enhances trust and feelings of calm. Black is associated with confidence and can feel like armour when we need psychological protection. And then there's yellow, which is often associated with feelings of joy and happiness. This is general though, so the colours that elicit these feelings for you might vary. The texture and fit of our clothes influences this as well. Clothes that fit well and have structured elements, like a well-tailored blazer or a nicely fitted dress with clean lines, can make us feel more organised and in control. Softer, flowing fabrics can enhance creativity and openness. So how can we actually use this research in our daily lives? I'll give you a few specific strategies. Before important meetings or presentations, spend 2 minutes in a power pose. Choose the Wonder Woman pose. Stand with your feet wide and planted well. Your hands on your hips. Stand up tall with your shoulders back and your chest out. Make sure your chin's up. Choose an outfit that makes you feel competent and powerful. Stand or walk while reviewing your materials. Movement also enhances cognitive processing. For creative work, consider working whilst lying down or in a more relaxed position occasionally. Don't go to sleep though. Wear clothes that feel comfortable and unrestricted. Remember the flowing fabrics for creativity. Take walking meetings when brainstorming. Research shows that walking increases creative output by 60%. Certainly in my coaching work, walking and talking has brilliant results for clients. For detailed analytical work, sit upright with a good posture to enhance focus. Consider more structured, formal clothing to promote systematic thinking. And keep your workspace organised. External order promotes internal mental clarity. Remember the saying, tidy space, tidy mind? At least I think that's the saying. And before negotiations, hold a power pose beforehand to increase testosterone and reduce stress. Wear colours that make you feel strong, often red or dark colours. Choose clothes that fit impeccably. Good fit correlates with feelings of control, and well-fitting clothes are perceived well by other people as well. So if we think about this in the real world, you might know somebody who always has a special blazer or something before they go into a meeting. I know I mentioned before that I worked with a buyer once who always put on her bright pink lipstick before she was about to present. For her, this anchored her, and it's a sort of ritual. Think about when you exercise. Wearing activewear is not only practical for exercise, but also sends signals to your brain that this is what you're going to be doing and gets you in the right frame of mind for exercising effectively. You might be wondering why any of this works. Well, the answer is the embodied cognition feedback loop. Your brain is constantly processing information from your body. When you stand tall, your brain interprets these signals as I am strong and confident. When you wear clothes associated with competence, your brain starts to align your behaviour with that identity. This happens through multiple pathways. You have hormonal changes, where your posture directly affects testosterone and cortisol levels. There is neural activation, where different postures activate different areas of the brain. Identity priming, where the psychological associations you have with certain clothing influences your performance. And attention focus, where your physical state influences what you pay attention to and how you process information. The brilliant thing is that this works even when you know what you're doing. Conscious use of embodied cognition strategies can be even more powerful because you are intentionally leveraging these natural mind-body connections. So let's recap the key insights from today's episode on embodied cognition. First of all, we have learnt that our minds are not separate from our bodies. They are intimately connected, and our physical state is constantly influencing our mental performance. Secondly, posture is really powerful. In just 2 minutes, a high power pose can increase your confidence hormones, that's testosterone, by 20% and decrease the stress hormones by 25%. Different postures can enhance creativity, focus, and decision making. Third, your clothes are thinking tools. What you wear affects how you think, with formal clothes promoting abstract thinking and specific garments enhancing attention and performance based on the psychological association you have with them. Fourth, you can strategically use these insights. Hold a power pose before an important meeting or presentation. Choose clothes that align with your desired mental state, and use movement to enhance cognitive processing. I know that for my next speaking event, I shall definitely be holding a power pose before I do it. The key takeaway is this: you have far more control over your mental state and performance than you might have realised. Your body and your clothes aren't just expressing who you are, they're actively creating who you become each moment. So start paying attention to how different postures and clothing choices affect your thinking and feeling. Experiment with these strategies and notice what works for you, because it will be different for each one of us. And if you change how you are thinking and feeling and influence your performance through your posture and your clothing, then you will change the results that you get. If you're feeling fascinated by this episode and want to dive deeper into these kinds of strategies, I'd love to tell you about my Accelerator program. In this program, we explore how you can use this sort of psychology and what you wear to influence how you think, feel, and show up, which determines the results that you get. We look at how you can use your clothes for this, and we have coaching conversations to help you do the inner work to elevate your confidence. The program is designed for ambitious women who are ready to elevate their confidence and style, to move to their next level, whatever that may be. Perhaps that's a promotion into leadership, making more money in your business, or navigating a life change such as pregnancy or afterwards. If you'd like to know more, then there's a link to my Style and Confidence Accelerator in the show notes. Thank you for joining me for this exploration of embodied cognition. I'd love to hear if you've tried out any of these strategies, so please feel free to reach out and share your experience. Until next time, stand tall, dress well, and embody the success that you want to create. Thank you for listening to Style and Confidence, where style meets confidence for business success. If you have enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss out on our weekly confidence-building conversations. You can also connect with me over on LinkedIn as Claire Silk or on Instagram at Silk Style and Confidence for more style and mindset tips. Until next time, remember, true confidence comes from within. Style helps it shine.